Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. We seem to have run into a few technical issues. Facebook is not wanting to do the live. Let's just make sure we're up and running this time. Yes, we are. Phew! Thank goodness for that. Don't know why. For some reason, it just didn't want to do it. Okay, let's get everything straightened up. Get a nice picture for you. Bring that way a little bit. Should all be okay. Yep, that's fine. Hi Julie. Hello Samantha. Move forward a bit. Hello Andreen. Morning Donna. Hi Katie. Hello Jill. Oh, sweltering Yorkshire. Sweltering everywhere, I think, isn't it? Hi Jeanette. Good morning Pat. We have that really sticky heat in this country, don't we? Not particularly comfortable. But hey, we're British.
Which part of Yorkshire, Jill?
Did you hear that, Jill? Brian wants to know which part of Yorkshire.
Wow, Jeanette Green's all the way from Australia.
Yeah, well, they do know about heat. Skipton.
Ah, Skipton.
Brian's sister lives in Wakefield. Okay. Just give everybody time to... Oh no, Donna. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, what?
Trawden. Oh, I haven't heard of Trawden. Which bit? Which bit's that in, Samantha?
Oh no, that's not.
And I must apologise if there's any noise in the background today, any loud bangs or machinery or anything, because our next door but one neighbours are having a loft conversion. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy at the moment. Okay, so not far from Skipton then. Oh, beautiful part of the country.
Yeah.
Hi Pam. Oh,
Yeah, it's the weather.
technology,
yeah,
eh?
the weather at the moment.
Technology. We all know about that, don't we? Okay, so I'm going to run through what we're doing and what we're using. I'll also go through different colours and things. Obviously, you will do your little bags, whatever colour you like. You can decorate them however you like. But I just saw them and I thought they're so cute. I've got to make those. And then I was thinking, well, Father's Day is at the weekend. If anyone needs anything for that, would be quite good. Hello Yvonne. And it's wedding season, and I mean these would be great for putting confetti into, and favours and bits and bobs, but just for any occasion really. The actual size of the finished bag is 13 by 7 centimetres if you do the fold at the top. If not, it's 14 by 7, so they're a nice little dinky size. Hi Gail. But use whatever you've got, and as I was saying, the paper I use, I must admit I did buy it a couple of years ago, but I love it. It's a great weight and strength for things like this. I did try it at first with card, but it is a little bit difficult because how you make these is quite similar to origami, I guess, with the folds. So I found that the paper was much nicer, but whatever you've got, you use. This is technically a cartridge paper and it's recycled from coffee cups. So it's got that nice strength to it as well. That's why I liked it. But go for whatever you've got. As I say, a 130, 140 GSM, even a 120 would be good. In a cartridge or a mixed media paper will be fantastic. So let's just run through what we'll be using. We're actually going to make this version today, but it applies to all of them, and I'll run through how to do the different tops as well. So if we do that at the end, let's pop those to one side. That was the little box with the cards was Tracy's. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Tracy teaches on a Tuesday morning, so she won't be watching at the moment, but yeah, if you let Tracy know, Tracy Rogers, it was such a gorgeous project. But she will be back with a live again next Monday. Okay, so we're doing this one. I thought the browns would just be nice for a change. It's obviously a neutral colour. It'd be quite good for men or women. It's neutral and natural. No problem, Jeanette, because we all go under the whole you know, the Julie Hickey Designs banner, as it were. So there we go. We'll be using the Stylish Stripes stencil. You could do a dotty one as well. That would be nice. I didn't get a chance to make one of those, but that would be really good. We shall also be using the Dotty About You stamp set and the Blooming Lovely stamp set. For making the tag, I've used the Dinky Dies, the hexagon shape. You of course can use whatever you like. It's just nice to have one where you can layer them up so you've got a little border around the edge. As I say, we'll be using the cartridge paper. You'll need a trimmer, scoreboard and bone folder. I'm using this morning Distress Oxides in Antique Linen, Frayed Burlap and Vintage Photo, but just go for whatever you've got. You also need some low-tack tape, some masking tape or old washi tape, some red liner tape and glue. We've got the stamp platform. I'll be using VersaFine Claire in Pinecone because that matches in nicely. And just the usual things, your water spray and cloth for clearing up, another cloth for your blending brushes, which you also need. I've got some white and craft card, brown fine liner pen, which I will explain when we get to it, and I've just got one of those little wooden pegs to secure it. Okay, so if we make a start, let's move these to one side. I've already cut things so that we're not taking too long. Okay, so this is the sheet of paper. Now, this measures 21 by 14.5. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to, it's not necessary to line it up on there, but I just find it helps. I'm going to take some of the low tack tape. This is the Scotch. I'm just going to secure this either side. We want the low tack when it's actually going to touch the paper, because we don't want it sticking too much and pulling the paper away. Oh, fantastic, Jeanette. Oh, thank you. That's brilliant. Hello, Maxine. And then we're going to bring the stencil in. Doesn't particularly matter where you pop it, as long as it's straight. So again, I'm going to use the lines on the mat, just roughly in the middle, but it doesn't matter because once we've folded it, it comes up differently anyway. And I've got some old sparkly washi tape here that I use for anchoring things down. I'm just going to pop this across the top and the bottom to hold it in place. Just gives you a bit more freedom when you're doing things. There we go. So that's all secured, that's not going anywhere. And I'm going to start with vintage photo first, so we get like a little blend. And I've got my blending brush. And just an old cloth that I use. Just going to take some of the old ink off in case I've used something different on there. I'm going to come in, load the brush up nicely. Lots of lovely ink on there. I'm going to start in the middle and just swirl clockwise and anti-clockwise. We can go up and down. I'm going to do a little bit of blending. Pick some more ink up. Just produces a nice effect, really. That's not sticking. Why you're not sticking? Let's get another bit of tape. Don't think the heat helps, does it? Mind you, I don't know how long I've had these bits of tape for. There we go. I'm going to start with the darkest in the middle and then work out to the top and bottom. Give it a little bit of an ombre effect. So, put that to one side for now. Then we'll bring in the next colour. It would be good for Christmas things. I think that's why I bought it originally. Take some of this off because we're going into a lighter colour. When I'm blending ink, I always start with the darkest first because you can blend the light into dark a lot easier than you can the other way round. Once you go in with a dark onto light, it's more dramatic. Get a good amount of ink on here with the frayed burlap. I'm just going to come in along the top, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Pippa's in Australia.
Wouldn't that be nice? And then across the bottom. You find it's a lot easier when you've got a nice amount of ink on the brush as well. Yeah, it must be. There we go. Blend that through. Again, move that to one side, and then we're going to finish with antique linen. So, again, going to remove some of that ink onto the cloth.
dinner time in Australia.
Yeah. This is quite a new ink pad, so you can get lots of lovely ink on there. And coming on the top. And just up and down, get that blend going nicely. Again at the bottom, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Make sure we're getting into all the spaces on the stencil, and just gently blend that over what we've already done. Okay, and we're going to move the stencil over. So, tell if I move that bit of tape first, wouldn't it?
I love that stencil. Can we have a longer one?
You want to keep the same pattern going. Super easy, just to line up where you've already blended. That's stuck down, hopefully it sticks. I'm sure it's the heat that affects everything. You could start from one side and move across. It's entirely up to you, it's just how my brain works, really. Come in with the vintage photo again. And repeat exactly the same. Just come into the middle. A little bit up and down as well. Back to the frayed burlap. That's a great name, isn't it? It's a nice name to say, frayed burlap. Load that up nicely. Just come in again. Top and bottom. Softly blend across the top of the darker colour.
Plenty of ink.
Yeah, definitely plenty of ink. It makes life so much easier. Okay, then we'll go to the last bit along the end. Move the piece of tape out of the way, just move that along slightly. Again, line this up this side. Down. Okay. On this side, take some of that old ink off. So, for the last time, we're going to come in with a vintage photo, straight in the middle-ish. And the frayed burlap. lastly, the antique linen.
I think everyone's gone quiet.
It's quite.
Out there.
It is quite relaxing ink blending, I must say. Okay, so we can move these out of the way now. Put them to one side so I can give that a wash later. Move those. There we go. Just move this out of the way a moment and we'll give this a tidy up.
Oh, nice one.
It wasn't too much ink. I guess you could put a piece of paper underneath if you really wanted to. There we go. Try not to touch it with my fingers because it is damp, so I'll bring this up.
That's beautiful.
There we go.
Great job. Look at that. Flawless.
I do love ink blending. So it's quite good to look at that again. Okay, and then we've got the nice ombre effect on there as well. Thank you, Jeanette. So I would definitely say leave this to dry in between before you move on to doing anything else. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is stamp our stripes on. Sorry if this catches the light. If I turn the light off, it gets a little bit too dark. I've got a grid in here, not to line anything up, but just to protect the inside.
What's the middle colour you used on your card just now?
That was Vintage Photo. I will put the materials list and instructions on as usual. I'm just going to lift this up slightly, doesn't really matter. Anchor that down. Get the stripes from the Blooming Lovely set. There we go. So we start over here first. What we need to do is line it up in the middle, and you will find, bring it down so you've got just a little bit hanging over the edge here. When you line it up, you'll see that you get one of the stripy lines coming up to that edge, and you will get one coming up to this edge. It will make more sense when I actually do it. And just gently move it, take your time, make sure that's in the middle. That's it. And we're not going to worry about having a gap at the bottom, because that will be the bottom of the bag and it will be covered up. So
see you later.
Okay, take care. Get a good layer of ink on the stamp. I would definitely suggest the VersaFine Claire for the stripes, because they're such a nice fine detail. You don't want to lose any of that. And an oxide or something might bleed out a little bit too much. There we go. So you can see, I think we can see, let's bring this up a little bit. Sure, just wait for the feed to catch up so you can see. We've got a line either side that's got the brown in, and the rest of the lines in the middle have got the white or the paper colour. Okay, so just going to get this a little wipe over, so when we're positioning it, you don't get ink everywhere, hopefully. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other stripes. I'm going to do it because it's quite good to repeat techniques when we're not used to doing them. That's fine. Oh, thank you. Doesn't everyone agree that crafting is the best thing?
Yeah. Hands up.
Okay, that's another one done. I would love to see if anyone can come up with any other patterns. That will be fun. Once you've got your sizes of the bag and how to put it together, you can go mad and do whatever you like, really. Oh, she's going back again.
I hope she's going to be okay.
All right, Samantha, you take care. Awful when our pets are ill because you feel so hopeless.
Yeah,
or helpless rather. Come across again, line that up.
And sometimes when they're poorly, you don't know it.
Again, a nice amount of ink. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, there's something about brown. I guess it is because it is such a natural colour.
Oh, you see that? Oh, that's lovely. She's a ring bearer.
Keeping everything crossed for you. Line that up again. I guess if you were feeling really brave, you could just go straight in without the stamp platform. I like to make sure I'm in the right place before I commit to anything.
At least when you mess with the stamping platform, you can go back over. And not everyone's got the dexterity to not to use the stamping platform.
This is true.
A lot of people out there suffer from arthritis.
And this dry weather hasn't helped with arthritis in the slightest.
No, you've been falling.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else suffers, but yeah, it's not been good. There we go. Another wipe. So let's turn the paper around now. Hold those down.
Oh,
exactly the same.
Great hobby you've on.
Oh. But obviously this time just coming from the bottom rather than the top. Something very classic about stripes, isn't there?
Well, look at the pinstripe suit. That's
true.
Stripes.
Also, wouldn't these be great for Christmas?
Yes.
And last one. Oh, and I don't know if you remember from last time when I was talking about the yellow VersaFine ink pad. I think I've actually found a proper VersaFine clear yellow. not the mossy colour. But I'm waiting for it to come, so when it does, I'll let you know. It's always useful to have some nice bright ink colours. Thought it must have been a bit odd if they didn't have one. Right, now I'm going to give this a little clean up. Let's move that out of the way so we don't get the oxide damp. I know we've talked about this before, but I've got an old toothbrush, and with the lines being so clear, close on here, I'm going to go over it lightly with the toothbrush. Get that as clean as possible. The stamp is completely symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way round you do them, Donna. Okay, so that gets in between the grooves and stops the ink from building up, and then you just end up with one big line. So that really helps with cleaning the stamp. But yeah, definitely one of your old toothbrushes.
Yeah, don't want to brush your teeth after you
Not really, not really,
no.
no. Let's pop this one back. We shall use that again in a moment. I just want to make sure that it's dry. So this is what you're left with. You've got the little gaps at the bottom. I was thinking about Father's Day more than anything this weekend.
Yeah, what do you make?
So,
Dad who's got it all.
well, I don't know about him having it all, but he can never make his mind up what he wants, or
just like his daughter.
It's a bit awkward. So again, let this dry before you do anything else with it. Because if we start scoring and folding and things, you'll just end up with a lot of ink on your fingers, and that won't be so nice. So I've got one already, but in the meantime we can make the tag. So from the smaller piece, now we're heading for that one, I've got just a piece of the Super Smooth. Thank you, Donna. I've got some craft card cut in that larger hexagon. So we're going to go on top like so. We're just going to stamp this up so that it coordinates. Pop this in along the edge if you want to. Hold it in place on that side. We'll bring in our stripes again so that we are coordinated. Yeah. And we can line this up over the top. There we go. Do it so you've got line going down the middle. Set. And for the background on this, we are going to use the frayed burlap. Squidging that on there so it releases the pigment. That a little spush down. Give that a little time to soak. And we've got one set of lines. Move that over, give this a wipe. Yeah, I have to say I've been using the toothbrushes for quite a while as well, but just get into all the little, I mean, stamps are so much more detailed now, aren't they? So, what I'm going to do is line this up. Don't want my head to get in the way, but I think we're okay. So we've got one line overlapping. Sticky, that's fine. Put that up again, little squidge as we go, a wiggle. Again, give it a chance to soak through. So, we'll just turn around. Give that little mush with that, so that I can see what I'm doing. And up again. So we've got one line overlapping, one we've already done. Give it a go. Take your time. That's the key, I think, to lining things up and positioning things and making patterns. Just take your time. Take it slowly. There we go. So that's that one done. And we get an extra little pattern doing it this way because we get the slightly darker lines where we've overlapped. But I think that's quite cool. There we go. So again, I'm going to give this a good wash and a little brush up. Always, always wash your stamps after oxides. Won't do any harm because they're water reactive, and because anything moist you put on top of that, again, if you leave it on there, it's going to reactivate it and you'll end up with something completely different to what you were expecting. Okay, so we're going to go for Sentiment from Dotty About You. Go with Just For You. It's quite generic. Pop that up against the edge again, or you can pop it where you like. Anchor that down. Pop this into the middle-ish. Doesn't really matter. Whatever pleases you. Take your time. Get that nice and straight. Then we're going to come back in with the versifying care again in the pine cone. Just gently on top. We don't even need to put any pressure on there really. Come back up. Because we're going on top of oxide, I'm going to give it a second coat, if you like. Just hold that in place so it has time to sink in. There we go. These fonts are gorgeous. That's one side, and I'm going to use the little dot. You could use any of them, whichever ones you like really. I'm going to come in off the side, kind of at an angle in between the bottom of the Y and the U. Make sure we get a nice covering of ink on there. Get that chance to go through. But the cool thing with this is that you actually still see the oxide underneath, which is just one of those chemical things. Get another coat. Now, I don't know if you can see that or not, but because this has been embossed when we've die cut it, you get the little embossed lines. Now, if they really bother you, that's why we've got the fine liner pen. You can come in and cover those up. So you just follow it along, which we'll do in a minute. I think we'll have one over here. Just coming off of the tag as well slightly. Just creates a bit of interest, frames the sentiment.
Oh, I bet Pam uses the stamping platform because her stuff is so shaky hands.
It's, yeah.
Hey?
These things are a godsend, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how much I shake myself.
Yeah.
It's just me. That's another thing I get off my dad.
Yes.
Now we'll have one coming up over this way. It almost looks like it's shiny, like it's the light reflecting, doesn't it? I know that it will really annoy some people.
What's that?
The embossed lines showing underneath.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. You go with whatever you like. These are techniques and ideas are for you to do whatever you want to. Okay. Yeah, I did think that they kind of look like there's a shine on top of there as well. Let's move these out the way. Okay, so if they do bother you at all,
Colour them, mate.
yeah, just literally bring the camera down a little bit, I think, so we can see what we're doing. Might make life easier. Okay, so we just come in just lightly. It's in a groove anyway, so you'll feel your way, and it's gone. There's always a way around things. These fine liners are brilliant. The Stadler. I think Hazel had them at one time. I'm not sure if she still has though. I did originally get them from Asda. Okay. So that's that one done.
Lovely.
There we go. Again, I would leave this to fully dry before I go sticking it or doing anything with it. Put that to one side. Another bag to make later. Let's bring this back up again. There we go. So if I bring the other one back in, when you cut the craft one out, you'll get a nice little frame as well for it, which you can keep for another project. So literally, hopefully the glue's not going to stick up on me. They're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah.
A little bit of glue. Position that on top. Equal border around it. A little firm down. You can turn it over and go over. There we go. So we'll leave that to dry for when we need it. A little of the glue back on. Okay, so now on to the actual bag making.
Don't get scary, folks. It's not.
No, it's fine. It's all good. Okay, so I've got my scoreboard, my massive scoreboard. Light a bit. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? There we go. And that one. Okay, so you want to place a piece of paper onto your scoreboard, and you want it, I think what I call it is horizontally, and you're going to put it so that you've got the gaps along the bottom. So that butted up to the edges, and we're going to score down at 5 and 15 centimetres. Move along, make sure we're keeping everything nice and straight. We're going to have to get you one, aren't we? I've had this for years. I got it when they first came out. Goodness knows how long ago that was. And then we're going to turn this around. So it's vertical, if you like. And you've got the gaps on the right hand side. We're going to score down at 11.5 from the top down to that score line we've just made. Then we're going to come up from the other end. So we can count this across. So 11.5. 1, 2, 3 centimetres in, and come up to that line. We don't need a line going across that middle section. That's it. So we can move this out of the way now. So, turn the paper over. Hopefully you can see these lines. I have got some little instructions written down for these as well. Fold it inwards. Give it a nice crease there. And from the other side, come in again. Crease that down, open it back up again, and on the thicker side we're going to put some red liner tape. Let's hope this plays ball. All along that edge. Off. Burnish this down, because this makes it easier to lift off as well, hopefully. Take my tweezers. Yeah. Phew. Hold that one down. Move that over. Again, we can come in, burnish that down. So that's adhered nice and securely. Then we'll carry on with our folding. Okay, so with the back facing you, you want to bring this corner up to the score lines that we made at the bottom. I'll turn that slightly. If it helps, use your fingernail or your bone folder to kind of mark it. Come in, bring that across to make the little triangle. And then exactly the same on the other side. Bring that bottom corner up to meet the score line. Give that a good fold. Then unfold it. Turn it over and do it on the other side, which may seem a little weird, but it just helps with the, I guess, the flow of the paper and the makeup of the paper. Okay, so unfold it again, turn it back over so we've got the back of the bag, if you like. Yeah, as I said, I tried using super smooth card first, but it just wasn't gonna happen. Okay, so with the back facing you again, literally you can put your finger underneath if you like to and hold the front of the bag down. You want to lift this up where those score lines are. Give it a little wiggle to help. Kind of making a wide mouth frog. Fold that down, or fold this up, and this stays completely flat at the front. Again, give that a nice crease. So it's starting to look like a gift bag now. Okay, and then we want to move, fold, a little wiggle. It is, isn't it? Give everything a little wiggle, it always helps. You want to bring the top flap down to meet that middle. Now you can see why we need the ink to be dry, because we would end up in a heck of a mess. Turn it round and bring this one up again to meet the middle.
I do a little wiggle and I don't get no reaction.
Again, give that a good crease. Keep everything nice and neat and tidy. So while we've got it like this still, we are going to bring the side of the bag inwards. So what you're basically doing is this angle here, more or less to bring it into here, into this angle at the join. Point to point, yeah, that makes more sense. So, hold it down where it meets, come up the bag. Okay. Exactly the same on the other side. Wiggle the paper again to get it to do what you want it to do. It will find its own natural way as well. Unfold that, turn it over and give it a smush from the other side. The I guess it's like double creasing, really. Helps. Okay, so what we're going to do now is actually open the bag up. So you get your fingers inside, open it up like so. Just going to check inside. Yeah, you can plop that down if you like with your pokey tool or your bone folder. I also find that ball tools are quite good for this. Something that's going to be long enough to go inside. We're going to put a little bit of card on the bottom to give it stability and to make sure that nothing falls out the bottom. This measures, if I can remember, I did write it down. Yes, 2.7 centimeters by 6.5. So it will go across the bottom. Let me show you. On top, get that lined up, give that a chance just to stick to where we already are. This glue is pretty good, it does take hold quite easily. Or not. You could put it in the inside. However, I did find it a little bit tricky.
Okay. So it's easier to put them
on
the bottom, yeah.
Again, we're just going to burnish this down from the inside. My head in the way on it. Let's make sure that's stuck. You could either use the ball tool, use your bone folder, just to make sure that that's adhered nicely. That's fine. Okay, so the last bit is, if you can see this, to push the middle in on the sides. So you can see. Well, yeah, that's the beauty of these. I mean, once they're saved, you can pause it and do a bit and carry on and pinch it at the top. Run your finger or your nail down and it will automatically go in like that. And the same on the other side. This one, push it in to the middle, pinch it at the top, gently go down the middle there with your finger. That's it. Yes, that's a good idea, Lynn. There we go. So that's the basics of the bag made. So now you can see why we didn't put the score line across the middle section, because that's the front, and then that just makes it a lot nicer looking. Okay, so this one I finished just by folding the top over. So what I did, put the scoreboard back in again, just held it down there, came in at 1 centimetre, you wouldn't really be able to do this beforehand because it would mess up with your other folds for creating the bag. It's quite easy to do when you've done it. whatever little treats you've got inside there. Fold this down at the back. There we go. The bag. And now we've got that bit of card across the bottom as well. That stands nicely. And I've just got my tag on here, which obviously you could write on. I've got a little wooden peg, which I'm all sure we've all got loads in our stash, and that just fixes onto there. Okay, bring that up so you can have a little look.
Beautiful, my girl.
There we go. Once you get the hang of doing them, honestly, it becomes second nature. I mean, I did a couple of prototypes before I started, and then I ended up making quite a few just to you know, see how it was going, to make sure I knew what I was talking about. The other things I did, the black and white one, I'll go through what colours I used here, so if you wanted to copy it, you could. The oxides I used on this one were Lost Shadow, Hickory Smoke and Black Soot. And then for the stripes, I just used Versifying Clair Nocturne. The tags are the numbers and tags dies from Julie. There's 3 of these, 2 black, 1 white, just layered up and glued together. I used the stars and the happy birthday, and we've got Live Life in Full Bloom, Blooming Lovely and Dotty About You. So all 3 stamp sets we used with this. I've just got a bit of black and white baker's twine, punched a small hole in the tags and through the bag itself. I actually used one of these, which is Brian's, because I still haven't got around to buying one. Little hole punch, see that there?
It's yours now, isn't it?
Well, it has sort of lived in my drawer for quite a while. It's a great font, that, isn't it? Happy birthday. So these are really handy to have, correct? Because I mean, obviously you can use a hole punch, an ordinary office hole punch, but sometimes they're just a bit too large and cumbersome for little dinky projects. So that's just tied together with that. So that's that one. And the blue one we used on there. So the oxides I used on here, which I have to say, I do love this colourway. Yes, for teachers it would be perfect, wouldn't it? Because it's, you know, that time of year is coming up. Yes, and on the Christmas table. That's a lovely idea. So we've got Salvage Patina going into Peacock Feathers and then Mermaid Lagoon. The Versifying Clair was Medieval Blue, but there is a tealy coloured one as well, which would work nicely. The stamps, I've Live Life in Full Bloom. So
how big are your bags?
The bags, they're 7 by 14 when they're not folded over. When they're folded over, it's 7 by 13. So they're a nice dinky little compact size. You can, I mean, once you've, you know, you could make it into any size you like, really.
Yeah.
The dies.
I was thinking the same.
I used Julie's Beautiful Blooms dies and the smallest circle from the Layers and Frames Circles die set. So we've got that there, and I coloured the flower with the Mermaid Lagoon ink so that it all coordinated. And then let's bring this up a little bit so you can see. So again, all I did for this, I used the hole punch there just to go through either side of the bag. Got some of this beautiful twine, which Julie might remember.
Yeah.
It's just threaded through. You've got, I did glue that together and I was taking photographs because it wouldn't stayed up. Let's bring this up. So these are just threaded through the holes. There's a little knot on the ends to keep them in place, to make the handles like that. Another little bit of twine on there to add the tag, and you're good to go. There we go. So that's our little bags. Please give them a go. I really can't wait to see what you come up with, what different versions you do, and what you're going to use them for. Because now that I've started making these, I think I'm going to become a little bit addicted. Everyone's going to be getting little bags of things. So yeah, that's us for today. As I say, Tracy will have a live next Monday. She'll advertise when she's ready for that. Yeah, have a great week. Try and keep cool, enjoy the weather. Thank you so much for being with me this morning, and I shall see you all very soon. Thank you all for your lovely comments as well. So you all take care. Thank you. Bye bye.